Hey y'all, I'm Kate with Saltykatie.com, and today I'm going to talk a little shit. You ready? Let's do it. Okay, so what I want to talk about today is jelly. I know jelly very well. I've been sewing and selling jelly for a year. This month, I think, well, it might be a year and a month. So to say that I know jelly and that I've sewed jelly is a serious understatement. However, what I have noticed in the community is that people have been sending me messages and telling me that they, especially early on, that they couldn't wait for one of my covers or didn't want to wait. I could only produce so many at a time, and so sometimes the wait was 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And because of that, they were like, "Ooh, I'm impatient," and they would go somewhere else to buy their jelly, which I've got no problem with that. Don't get me wrong. If you're, if there is other quality jelly out there to be had, perfect. The problem here comes my cat. Maybe he'll get up here, maybe he won't. The problem that I have is that here he is. Y'all can't really see him because of my new camera setup. Say hello, Biggie. Anyway, the problem I have is that people were being essentially defrauded. And so far as I can tell, it's still happening because these photos that I'm going to show you are from Etsy. In the last week and a half, I pulled down several screenshots. I am not going to identify any customers or any shops because I don't really believe in it. But what I'm going to do is tell you what to look for so that you know some tips on how to purchase a quality hand-sewn jelly cover or other quality hand-sewn item, because these rules will pretty much apply. Now, in terms of the other shop owners that are selling this crap, because that's what it is, it's crap to the people in our planner community, it's frustrating to me. I cannot tell you how many people have reached out to me and said, "I bought this cover off of Etsy. I bought this cover from this seller. It fell apart immediately. It was a total piece of crap, or it just didn't fit, and I immediately threw it in the trash." That should not be happening. Far be it from me to tell another woman how to make her money. Times are hard. Rents are high. I don't believe in judging other women's choices about how they take care of themselves and their family. But I also do not think that you should defraud other women to get your money, if that makes sense. And that's what these sellers are doing. It aggravates me. Anyway, so all I want to do right quick is, if my cat will get down, is tell you some things to look for when you're buying jelly. So I'm going to show you a series of photos, if my cat will get off. I've got the copies down here so that I can keep myself straight. So this first photo, now like I said, these were pulled off of Etsy just a week and a half ago. This first photo, the cover is not actually even on the weeks. Boom, dead giveaway. There's a reason it's not on the weeks. In other words, it fits poorly, chances are. So if the first picture is a cover, a piece of jelly sitting, y'all, give me a seat. Can you see? Say hello to the people. He's old, he don't like that. We'll get down then. So anyway, if there's a photo of a jelly cover sitting next to a week's, that's a no-go. That means it doesn't fit and it doesn't look good in the pictures. So the second one is another no-no. If you see a picture where it appears as though the jelly has been folded over and then sewn, rather than actually cut and two pieces sewn together, that's a no-no. All that does is create an additional stress point where the stitches are likely to pop. Okay, so avoid those altogether. Watch out, fatty. I'm trying to show the people. Okay, and then the next one is look for, like, zoom those images in and look for ill-fitting covers, okay? This image, you can clearly see my cat's tail right in front of my face. You can clearly see that there's probably better than a 1/4 inch gap between the weeks and the top of the jelly cover. That's a no-go. It means it's ill-fitting. Okay, and so this next one is a photo. It looks like a white jelly on a pink weeks maybe, but the photo's been edited oddly. Anyway, you can see at the corner where they should have taken a nice round stitch around the corner. They just stitch down and then stitch the other direction. That's a no-no as well. That's going to create a stress point too, and you really want, it looks bad. Let me just put it like that. Okay, the next one, this one is so bad, I believe it's on the internet. You can see where she's double stitched to, take care of the stress point, but it looks like she's gone a little further ways down towards the corner and then done some more double stitching. I'm a little confused about that. And then also there appears to be basically a ginormous gap between the edge of the cover and the edge of the weeks or whatever it is she's got in the jelly cover and the stitching itself. There should not be a 1/4 inch gap there in most cases, or ever. So this next one is a photo that was sent to me after I called out on my Instagram asking folks to send me photos. And this is shameful and terrible, okay? At no time should the cover be stitched with a zigzag stitch. What that says to me is that the seamstress is relatively new to sewing and may not understand how to change her stitch from a zigzag to a regular straight stitch. Does that make sense? It's like people equate stitching with a zigzag stitch for whatever reason. So maybe they don't know how to take it off the zigzags. I don't know. Anyway, this is terrible. I can't believe this lady sent her customer this cover. It's just, it is so, it's not good, dude. Not good. This next one, I wish I could get a better photo. I wish I could have. The Facebook post was taken down. This is one of the first posts I saw on Facebook. On top of people messaging me privately, I would occasionally also see posts on Facebooks. I would occasionally see posts on Facebook about this. People saying, "Hey, does this look right?" And they would post, photos. And no, it don't look right. This lady, hers is splitting on one side, so the stitching wasn't done properly. The other end of the cover doesn't actually fit. It's too tight, so it's actually bending the weeks. That's not good. And it's sort of just basically falling apart. Now, I believe this particular lady did end up getting a refund. I wish I could have found the original post to show y'all some more detailed photos. But another thing that was happening on the post is that people that don't know how to sew were also telling this customer how her cover should have looked, and they were incorrect. I'm not trying to be an ass, y'all. I've been sewing for 20 years. 20 years. It's other people can sew, and you can absolutely learn to sew. If you're a shop owner watching me right now, get a sewing machine and go to sewing. I got no issue with that. What I have the issue with, though, is telling people you're going to send them something that's going to work, that's going to fit, and then you send them a piece of trash that they didn't have to turn around and throw away. I do not agree with that, okay? I'm not trying to say I'm hot shit or that I'm, I'm just not. I'm not. But I do know how to sew. So another Facebook user was telling the original poster that, your cover should look like this. It should have a seam all the way around the cover. No. She was also telling her it should look like this, so that there's just this one stitch holding the pocket to the back of the no. You should see reinforcement stitching. So reinforcement stitching is when you stitch, you go back, you stitch again, and then your threads are tied off. That stitch has been reinforced, which means it's less likely to pop. And those stitches should be on the stress points, which is going to be, oh, I hope I can let me see this, here, 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 and here, where the pockets come together. Does that make sense? So there really shouldn't be stitching all the way around the cover. I hope y'all don't think I'm an ass for talking like this, but I swear to God, y'all, I think there's a lot of misinformation out there about sewing. It's not something that a lot of people do anymore. It's a dying art. In my grandmother's generation, way more women sewed than sew in my generation, and way more in my generation sew than probably are doing in, you know, let's say the 20-year-old ladies of the world. Do they sew? Maybe not. So, look for straight, short stitches, no bends in your jelly. There should be reinforcement stitches at the stress points, which is going to be where the pockets go in and out. There should not be excessive reinforcing stitches. There should not be zigzag stitches. The cover should not be ill-fitting. The only thing that I can say, though, is the only guarantee I can make is that if you purchase one from me, it's going to fit and it'll fit properly. If it doesn't, it's news to me. Get in touch via email. Okay? So, yeah. Just look for those things. And I would say also, I am a fan of supporting new shops. That's how other women get off the ground. It's because the rest of the planner community is willing to try them out, to see how they do, you know, that kind of thing. It is, however, difficult to do that with a shop that's sewing, okay? You need to be able to see evidence that that person has sewn professionally, because not everybody can do it. I'm not saying they can't learn to do it, but, you know, not everybody can do it right this second, if that makes sense. So watch out for that straight stitch, reinforcement stitching. Oh, there's another one I wanted to show y'all. I don't have the photo sitting here. Let me see if I can input it here. That if the jelly is bent looking, okay, that's a no-go. Because jelly comes in packs, and let's just say 20% of most packs is kind of bendy and unusual and should be thrown in the trash. So if you see wavy looking jelly, it's bad jelly, because those waves, big kitty. Ooh, big kitty. Oh man. Okay, wait till my mama sees this. Say hello to your mama, Biggie. I'm sorry. Okay, if the jelly is wavy and bendy, that's a no-go. Okay, so no bent jelly, no zigzag stitches, no crooked stitches. Don't buy if it doesn't have reinforcement stitches. Yeah, okay. You know, I think I'm going to end the video on this note. I would love it if you would share below if you've had a bad jelly experience, if you've managed to purchase some ill-fitting jelly, etc. If you have, I am sorry. I wish it hadn't happened. I wish I could produce, you know, 500 jelly covers a day and take care of everybody, but I just can't do it. I'm already like stuck to my sewing machine for several hours most days and I just can't take any more than what I'm doing right now, and I can't produce them any faster either. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope I didn't forget anything, because look, Puddin's just, I wish y'all could see him. He just decided to lay down right in front of me. Anyway, yeah. I hope I haven't forgotten anything, and if I did, I may come back and say a couple more things, because Puddin's got my mind ain't right because of Big Kitty here. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you again real soon. Bye. Oh, Puddin, you are so bad.